Hello everyone, I'm Vishal, a developer relations engineer at Harness, and in this video, I'll give you a quick snapshot of how Harness pipelines help you build and push your own custom container images for AWS CDK, Serverless, and AWS SAM workloads. Instead of a full walkthrough, I'll focus on key points and then show you how to quickly set up and run your own pipeline in Harness. Harness provides ready-to-use continuous delivery pipelines designed specifically to build custom container images for AWS CDK applications, serverless functions, and AWS SAM projects. These pipelines help teams stay up to date with the latest AWS runtimes and customize the deployment environments as needed. All built images are pushed securely to private Docker registries with credentials fully managed within Harness. These pipelines support multiple programming runtimes, including Python, Java, .NET, and Go. They produce consistent, reproducible container images pushed automatically to your registry. Harness runs build steps inside Kubernetes for security and scalability. For setting up your pipeline focused on AWS SAM, ensure your Kubernetes cluster credentials are configured in Harness with privileged mode enabled to support Docker in Docker builds. Configure your Docker and Kubernetes connector for authentication and orchestration. Clearly define your private Docker registries where your built images will be pushed. Importantly, Harness currently supports base images only from AWS ECR public gallery, so reference these images for your AWS SAM and serverless builds. During pipeline execution, specify essential runtime variables like the version number, the base path image, and the AWS SAM image URI from the ECR gallery. Let me walk you through setting up and running our AWS SAM image build pipeline. Start by copying the YAML file into the Harness project. Next, create and add a dummy service to satisfy the pipeline requirements. Configure a necessary Kubernetes environment and infrastructure definition in Harness. Don't forget to include your Kubernetes clusters and Docker registry connectors directly in your YAML. Ensure the pipeline can authenticate and interact with your cluster and target registries seamlessly. At pipeline runtime, provide important variables such as version image, base image path, and AWS SAM image URI from AWS ECR public gallery. Once configured, trigger the pipeline. The YAML-driven pipeline will generate Docker files dynamically, build and push specific runtime images securely to your private Docker registry. This setup approach is very similar to both serverless and CDK builds, with detailed YAML examples available in the Harness documentation. Thanks for joining this overview of Harness build image pipelines for SAM, CDK, and serverless. For detailed configuration guides and sample YAMLs, please visit Harness documentation.